Little brown bottle sitting in your bathroom cabinet right now that most pest control companies would rather you never think twice about. It costs about $1, and it handles more bugs, mold, and household critters than folks pay hundreds of dollars to have someone else deal with. I'm Nomi Yoder. I was raised plain, in a community where you don't hand your money to someone else for a job your own two hands can manage. My mother-in-law used to say the good Lord gave us sense, so we wouldn't go running for help over every small trouble. So let me walk you through what that plain bottle of hydrogen peroxide can actually do. First, the gnats hovering around your houseplants. If you keep plants indoors, you've seen them, tiny black flies drifting around your pots like they own the place. Those are fungus gnats, and they breed in damp soil. Here's a number that'll catch you off guard. A single female can lay close to 200 eggs in a week. That's how a minor nuisance turns into a full infestation almost overnight. Most people's first move is a pricey spray or a phone call to an exterminator. Here's what I do instead, and it costs pennies. Mix 1 part regular 3% peroxide from the pharmacy with 4 parts plain water. Let the top inch of soil dry out first, then water the plant thoroughly with that mixture. The soil will fizz. Don't let that alarm you. That's exactly what you want. The fizzing is the peroxide breaking down into water and oxygen, and along the way it's taking out the larvae and eggs hiding below. As a bonus, that extra oxygen is genuinely good for the roots, so you're clearing pests and feeding the plant in the same motion. 1 or 2 treatments about a week apart usually breaks the cycle for good. Second, mold and mildew, where peroxide actually outperforms bleach. This one surprised me the first time I looked into it because most people reach for bleach the second they spot mold in the bathroom. But bleach only does its job on smooth, sealed surfaces like tile and glass. On porous material, wood, drywall, grout, it can't get down deep enough. It bleaches what you can see and leaves the roots alive underneath, so the mold simply returns. Peroxide's fizzing action pushes down into those tiny pores and reaches what bleach never touches, without leaving fumes or chemical residue behind. To use it, pour 3% peroxide straight into a spray bottle, no diluting needed. Soak the moldy area, let it sit 10 to 15 minutes while it bubbles, then scrub with a brush and wipe clean. Sprinkle a little baking soda on stubborn spots for extra scrubbing power. This works on tile, shower walls, windowsills, even fabric. Just test a hidden patch first on anything colored or dark, since peroxide does have a mild bleaching effect. I want to be serious for a moment because mold isn't a small matter. It's tied to allergies, asthma, and breathing trouble, and researchers estimate a large share of homes carry a hidden mold problem in places nobody thinks to check. Under sinks, behind appliances, inside ductwork. If you're facing a patch larger than roughly 3 feet by 3 feet, that's the point where calling in a professional is the wiser move. And one warning I won't let you skip past: never mix peroxide with vinegar. Together they form a compound that gives off harsh fumes and can burn skin and eyes. Keep them apart, always. Third, the ants marching across your counter like they've moved in. Most people's instinct is a can of chemical spray, but I don't want those ingredients anywhere near where I'm preparing my family's food. Peroxide kills ants on contact. The oxidizing action breaks down their shell and everything holding them together. Mix 1 part 3% peroxide to 2 parts water and spray it directly on any ants you see and along their trail. Here's the clever part. Ants leave invisible scent trails for each other to follow, and peroxide breaks those trails apart, confusing the ones still coming. I'll be honest, this handles what you can see and reach. It won't wipe out the whole colony the way a bait trap does. But for ants on your counter or in your bathroom, it's an excellent first line of defense without the harsh chemicals. Fourth, those small moth-like flies near your kitchen or bathroom sink. Those are drain flies, and they breed in the slimy buildup of grease, hair, and soap scum inside your pipes. Most people don't notice until the population explodes. All you need is a bottle of peroxide and about 2 minutes. Pour roughly a cup of 3% peroxide straight down the drain. You'll hear it fizzing as it hits the buildup, which breaks down the sludge and kills the eggs and larvae in the same motion. Let it sit at least an hour, overnight if you can, then flush with hot water. Repeat daily for about a week to break the breeding cycle completely. A trick worth keeping even after the flies are gone: Pour a little peroxide down your drains once a week as prevention. No buildup means no breeding ground, and it clears the funky odor that same sludge causes, all in one small effort. Fifth, mosquitoes ruining your evening on the porch. Store-bought repellents and citronella candles are often loaded with chemicals and don't always work. Fill a spray bottle with equal parts 3% peroxide and water and spray it generously around your porch or deck before you sit down. Mosquitoes are put off by it, and direct contact can kill them outright. There's published research confirming peroxide's effect on mosquitoes and their eggs. It does break down quickly once exposed to light, so you'll need to reapply before each gathering or after rain, but at roughly $1 a bottle, that's an easy trade. Don't stop at spraying the air. Go after any standing water in your yard, since mosquitoes need it to breed, and even a capful is enough. A splash of peroxide in bird baths, plant saucer. Sixth, aphids and other pests in the garden. This one's close to my heart, since we put real care into our garden beds. Commercial pesticides work, but they also harm bees and ladybugs and leave residue on the food you're growing to eat. Peroxide offers a gentler path. Mix 1 teaspoon of 3% peroxide into a gallon of water, then spray it directly onto affected plants, coating both the tops and undersides of the leaves where pests like to hide. It works especially well on soft-bodied pests, aphids, spider mites, whiteflies, mealybugs, since they lack the tough, waxy shell that protects hardier insects. For pests living in the soil, like root aphids, use the same 1:4 peroxide to water mix from the fungus gnat treatment, poured straight into the soil. As a bonus, the same spray also helps against powdery mildew and other fungal troubles that often follow an aphid infestation. 2 problems handled with 1 bottle. Test a single leaf first, wait a day or 2, and always spray in early morning or late evening rather than the heat of the day, so you don't scorch the leaves. 7th, cleaning up after mice or rats. Finding signs of rodents is unsettling, but here's what most people don't realize. The real danger often isn't the animal itself, it's what it leaves behind. Droppings, urine, and nesting material can carry serious disease, so please listen carefully here. Health authorities warn against sweeping or vacuuming droppings, since that can send contaminated particles into the air you breathe. The right approach is to disinfect first. Peroxide is one of the strongest disinfectants available for this exact job, killing bacteria, viruses, and fungi on contact. Put on rubber gloves and a mask, spray the droppings and surrounding area thoroughly with 3% peroxide, let it soak at least 5 minutes, then wipe everything up with paper towels and seal them in a plastic bag before disposal. Spray the area once more and let it air dry. This is one situation where paying a professional to actually remove the rodents is often money well spent, but the cleanup itself you can handle just as thoroughly yourself, with nothing but a spray bottle and a little patience. 8th, thrips, a pest most people have never heard of until their favorite houseplant starts looking sick. These are tiny, slender insects that puncture plant cells and drink the contents, leaving silvery streaks, twisted leaves, and small black specks behind, and they spread from plant to plant quickly. Professional treatment can be costly and often needs weeks of repeat applications. Peroxide gives you a simple answer instead. Mix equal parts 3% peroxide and water, spray it generously onto the soil so the top inch is well soaked, and repeat weekly to catch the eggs and larvae hiding below. For thrips already on the leaves, rinse the plant thoroughly with a hose or in the shower to knock them off physically, then follow with a light misting of the peroxide solution. Consistency matters here. Thrips have a fast life cycle, so weekly soil treatment is what catches each new generation before it matures and lays more eggs. 9th, fleas, possibly the worst of the lot. They multiply quickly and burrow deep into carpets, bedding, and furniture. Professional treatment can run into hundreds of dollars and often means living with chemical residue throughout your home for weeks. Peroxide plays a real role here, especially for treating the home itself. It damages the flea's protective shell, drying it out, and it destroys the eggs too, which matters because killing adult fleas without the eggs just means a new generation hatches right behind them. Add peroxide to your wash when laundering bedding, pet beds, and any fabric that might be harboring fleas, and spray a diluted equal parts solution onto carpets, upholstery, and baseboards. One warning I will not let you skip. Never put peroxide directly on your dog or cat. It will irritate their skin and is not safe for animals. Keep it to the home and talk to your veterinarian about safe flea treatment for the animal itself. A solid plan: vacuum every carpet, rug, and cushion thoroughly, then empty the vacuum straight into a sealed bag and dispose of it. Wash bedding and pet beds in the hottest water the fabric allows with peroxide added. Spray the diluted solution on carpets and furniture and let everything dry fully. Repeat every few days for 2 to 3 weeks to catch fleas as new ones continue hatching. So there you have it. One ordinary bottle handling pest trouble that could otherwise cost a family a good deal of hard-earned money. A few words of caution before I let you go, because I wouldn't feel right sending you off without them. Always use standard 3% peroxide, the kind sold at any pharmacy or grocery store. Stronger concentrations are genuinely dangerous and not meant for household use. Keep it away from your eyes and mouth. Wear gloves if your skin is sensitive, and store the bottle in a cool, dark place, since light breaks it down over time. And remember, peroxide is wonderful for the small and middling troubles, and for staying ahead of them before they grow. But if you're facing a serious infestation, real damage to your home structure, or anything involving a genuinely dangerous pest, that is the time to bring in a licensed professional, and there's no shame at all in knowing when a job is bigger than 2 hands can manage. For everything else, that little brown bottle has you covered. We're plain people where I come from, and we believe in stretching what we're given, wasting as little as possible, and solving our own troubles when we're able. I hope these ideas serve your household as well as they've served mine. Take care of each other.